Hello everyone, welcome to Toyeen Talks. Hey, to all our beautiful subscribers, we say thank you so much for staying with us. And if you're here, you are new here, we are happy you find us. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you will be notified for more upcoming videos. In the comment section, please no derogatory comments. Thank you all for watching. Till I will see you in my next video. Stay safe, stay blessed. I love you all. Bye.
Nightmare. I had to go. They had guns, knives. They took my iPad. They took my phone. I lost all my devices and I walked into a car with kidnappers who drove me out of my compound. And I saw my dad in his car sitting near the house and watching to make sure they did the job well. You pushed us out of the house. Mommy went to live in Ikolaba. All of us had to go, tire me, everything. And then when I was released from that hospital, I went to join them. And Daddy, you took possession of Molete house. Why? Because you wanted to move in there with Runke. That house was idle for 1 year. Idle for 1 year. Daddy fell in Komole. Daddy wanted to bury snakes, cows. The neighbors saw my father burying a cow at night. He did not know that he gave birth to an investigative journalist. One of the neighbors there said they were burying a cow on the ground at night. That is a ritual thing. Daddy wanted to do something in that compound. That's why he had to tell us to leave. No one lived in there for a year. And then later on, it's now the beautiful, posh, nice 100 million naira renovation that Sheyi Makinde did for the house. That is the house Runke is sitting in now. I watched Runke yesterday taking condolence visits from Debo. Debo Ogundoyin, Tina's son. Ironically, the same day I had a baby is the same day Tina had a baby. My autistic son, Tom Bayeje, the same day Timi Obiomoye, no one be Debo. Ni Tina be Debo. If I remember very well, Tina is dead now. Mrs. Ogundoyin had that boy on the 17th of February, 1987. That's the same birthday as my oldest son, my 38-year-old autistic son. He's autistic, he's struggling, he's doing security guard. Debo is in Nigeria, is the speaker to the House of Assembly. My elevate other people. Mommy now started shouting. She would call her friends, Ojo Alakmi, Ojora, Toyin Ojora's mother. Toyin Saraki is what you know her as, Toyin Ojora's mother. She will call Florence Saraki. That one is dead now. Bukola and Bemi's mother. She will say, she will be reporting my dad to them. Daddy, don't you see what Dr. Olushola Saraki did for his children? He empowered them. That's what they call empowerment. Parents are supposed to empower. Bemi went to the Senate. Bemi went to the House. Bukola went to the governorship. Bukola went to the Senate. Bukola was president. You can't compare yourself to everybody, but look at what they're doing for their children. Is there a politician in Nigeria that does not empower their child to go into government? You tell me. Part 5 is coming. Okay? You tell me. But my dad did nothing for us. He just used us for power. His own. It's Friday.
Wait, in your corner, we are listening to her. Some people who know them are here. They are at least confirming something. So leave us alone. If you cannot listen with us, leave us here. Dakun. Hey. Shake a magbolo. Lai woman. How you take no say she be Lai woman? You live with her family. So everything she say na lie. If you don't like what we are listening, you can leave us here. Dakun. Don't come and distract us. I don't know where you are, whether you are from polygamous zone or you are not. But if you are from polygamous zone, you go know say 10 they happen for polygamous zone. Waiting I talk, 10 they happen. Every one of us from polygamous zone, we have story. Many of us, not all of us, many of us. Ori lokoru awa yiyo. Ori loko wayo. She might not be right 100%, but she knows what she's saying. So leave us. Part ki la fẹ́ gbọ́n singere. Part 5. Oh yeah.
2015, after my father had me kidnapped briefly for maybe like a day to have your own family kidnap you, and then your mother running to the police. My mother went to SARS, and SARS showed up with several officers, about 10 officers in a truck, because this was urgent. Kidnappers came to the house. They took all our devices and they took Kemi away. You have to act. The name of the officer there in Dubai was, I don't remember, but I don't want to even put his name here, but he did a fabulous job. He dispatched officers to our house. He dispatched people around Ibadan. They were looking for me. And like I said, I'm the only one that knows that Daddy organized it, because as they took me away in that car, I saw my dad in his car parked away from the house, but watching everything to make sure it went well. I can't forget that. I have sat down with my dad and said, Daddy, why did you do this to me? It has followed me forever and traumatized me forever. Can I tell the world that you had me kidnapped and you now had them drop me in a hospital, a mental hospital for that matter? And that doctor was Dr. Lashibikon. And I hope Dr. Lashibikon is watching this, because he knows what I'm talking about. All these people, they knew the truth, but they were dragged into it by my dad so they can make their own money. There was nothing wrong with me. They wanted us out of the house. So this is what Daddy did it for, so that Ronke can sit in the house and be doing owner of the house and condolence. Do you know how much work my mother put into that house, even though she went wrong with me? She condolence visit Ronke.
Maybe she's the wife at home.
One portray to tell you that people were saying that Ronke was my mom. No. When we came to Ibadan to come and...
Okay, Mimota, do you want to call me now? Okay, you said you need to talk to me ASAP. Is it privately or on the show? Let me know, then I know the number to give. Ilé orórogún ọgbà wèrè. That can come on.
The airport road and
privately,
whatever, the OLUNLOYO park and everything they did for Daddy.
If it's going to be private, then that's going to be after. Text me on this.
6 a.m. I finished at 1 p.m. Stories of how Daddy will call him all the time, and then everything he wants to do didn't go well. And then someone in my family, like another person would say, like, Daddy would... When Daddy came to visit, he sat in my car. We took him from the airport to his hotel, and my car never worked again. The engine knocked. It's happened to 3 of my young cousins who have told me this in the last 48 hours, because Daddy was in their car engine broke, and they had to spend a lot of money. Like, his presence is so occult. I don't call him after all my own stuff goes wrong. So the last time we spoke was 2021. When he came live on my Twitter space. He actually called me, and then I said, Daddy, I'm live on Twitter space. Oh, well, I have you. Let me even put you on that live. So I had 2 phones, and I had my dad tell the world that he didn't send me to America. I only sent her for HSCO. She went to Philadelphia College of Pharmacy. I was campaigning for governor. I found out 2 weeks before she left. I called Shagari to give her a visa. Shagari called the embassy. You know the story of the embassy now, how I went to the embassy and they opened on Saturday for me. And at the end of the day, Kemi funded her journalism and her PR career. So I was just glad that one was out there, because I was tired of you guys saying politicians' child, they stole money to send you abroad. I educated myself. And my father didn't know I was a journalist till 2012 when I was deported from Canada. Didn't even know I had a PR degree, because he spent half his life with his other family. Nobody said he shouldn't, but he just wasn't conversant with what was going on with his older children. Look at the Okoyas. Look at how Biola and all of them, Moji, they're still in the picture, even with Shadi coming in. My dad only needed us for his own power. Part 6 is coming. It will shock you.
Okay.
Are you crying yet?
You are not going to cry.
I don't know.
Shake you and cry. Let's go to part 6. Let's go part 4, 5. Again, go part 6. Tuluma shock you. Then after this
story.
Somebody was asking, is this the Ronke woman? Yes, that's the Ronke woman she's referring to. And I have a little video of what she said, you know. But let's listen to Kemi first. That's the woman.
My life. It's an account of my life that I started in 2019 with my children and their stories and how autism and many things affected me. I stopped around the pandemic. The pandemic slowed down quite a lot. I have so much footage I have not even uploaded. So as you look at it now, before you know, it's 5 years that's gone by since the pandemic in 2020. I resumed on my 60th birthday because I felt that I left Nigeria because of my family and all the problems I had. I cannot say my father is, responsible for some of the issues I had in Nigeria, like not getting a job where I should be working. I didn't think I should be in my bedroom blogging or writing stories as a journalist, and I couldn't attend like very VIP events, and I had a father who was very high ranking in politics, and he went to all these events. He didn't want to be seen with his children. Every other child will not talk what I'm talking. See, there are different children in the family. There's always the one that likes the father, the one that likes the mother, the quiet one who doesn't talk but sees everything, and then the one that sees everything and will talk. That one is the black sheep of the family, and that's me. Okay? I'm the one that sees everything, but I will talk about it to the world. Before social media, how would this story I'm telling you come out to the people? I would have called a reporter myself, and I'll sit down and do an interview about my father. But what happens when the reporter gets to the newsroom? The reporter is going to end up editing almost everything I said bad about my father. So this is the beauty of social media. My father did not like social media. He always told me to get off social media, get off social media. He would tell me there's another alternative. When I tell him, how can I get off what's making me money? You have not done anything for me. You call me twice to come home. You didn't get me a job with this one and that one. He just didn't want me to progress. I ended up raising funds on social media, doing fundraiser after fundraiser just to run a journalism business that had no operating budget. I had no salary for 11 years. I had to leave Ibadan. Now let me warn some people out there very carefully. Wale Ojolari, you're a journalist, a very respected one. And I think you edited at the Nigerian Tribune. You were editor at one time or another. Dakpo Ogunwusi was also an editor of the Tribune, and Dakpo was my father's spokesperson. I didn't like Dakpo much, and I hope he's watching. Okay? Now, Wale, when I went to Port Harcourt prison, all of you wrote all these things about you guys were the ones that worked so hard in the background. I didn't see your name in the people that worked in the background. And I blasted you, and I didn't talk to you for a few years. I respect you to a certain extent. But that respect was out the window this afternoon. When I saw you on Chris Nwandu's page, guys, Chris Nwandu is a journalist. He's a journalist that's on TV. You see him all the time doing newspaper review, CKN News. Chris Nwandu is my very good friend that we have journalist jokes as well. And we have our WhatsApp groups and our cartels and cabals that only journalists are there. At the end of the day, okay, I'm technically Chris's wife in the industry. So he calls me my wife, I say my husband. So Chris made a post this afternoon after watching some of these videos and said, my wife is very upset about her dad. She's not even condoling. She hasn't posted for 3 days. Now she's posting all these videos and showing that she's not happy with her parents. And Chris was looking for people like, you know that I've left the OLUNLOYO family. I made my announcement. I changed my name. The name I use for journalism, Kemi Lawrence, in America. I moved to another country. I've moved 4 times now in 2 years. And at the end of the day, like he just said, the post said, you can go to Chris Nwandu's face, just Google his name on Facebook. He said that I wasn't happy. A lot of people were making jokes in that. That's how we are. We're all journalists in there, Nigerian-based ones. Some people are saying, oh, sorry, oh, your son-in-law, sorry, oh, this one, that one. And only for me to get there and see Wale writing. Wale, you said that Chris shouldn't join with me. Don't join this event with Kemi. I've known this family since 1992. Wale, how dare you write that? You've known our family since 1992. So you know my family more than me, right? When mommy was cooking and frying chicken for all of you media boys in his office in the front, when she was cooking in the back with firewood and all of them, feeding all of you, Remember when my mother stopped talking to you, Wale, because you betrayed her? All of you. And everything that happened with Sheye Kendi, Sheye being Ronke's cousin and all that. I knew all those things. Shebe in the brown envelope journalist, Daddy. Isn't it Daddy that wrote that Jonathan article? Did I not see it on his desk in the middle of the night when he went to bed? And the article showed up in the newspaper with one of your names in there. Why Jonathan must not win 2015. My father wrote ghost articles for the Nigerian Tribune and other papers. I will say these things now, and I said it before he died. Okay, he might have been old and he didn't hear me saying, I've written it many times. Politicians do it all the time, and Daddy was one of those ghost writers for your newspapers there. When I said my father will not make it, he will not make it, he will not make it, we were arguing about his death. When he kept wishing mommy death. Stop doing it. You will not make it if you keep saying it. Sheyi Makinde will bury you. It was in the previous video. And now Sheyi is burying him in a state funeral. Did he make it during the primaries of the PDP? Let Nigerians know the story, Wale, and stop antagonizing me. To Nigerians. During the PDP primaries, the presidential candidate was Musa Yar'Adua. The vice presidential candidate was to come from the southwest or the south-south. It was my father and Jonathan. 5 votes. This is why I always say, if you're going to vote, let your vote count. It's just that in Nigeria, votes don't count. If you remember the 12 votes that made Obama win that presidency, that 2012 one, the second term. That's why we always encourage people to vote. I'm in a state now where I can't even vote again. I left Nigeria angrily, and I didn't vote 2023. The Kemi that was promoting Tinubu and antagonizing Peter Obi was not me. It was another Kemi, Kem Patriot. All the obedience thought it was me. That's what happens when you're not focused. My father ran for that position and Jonathan won by 4 votes, 4 or 5. And my father could contest it and say they should do it again, but he didn't. He told Jonathan he wasn't contesting it. And Jonathan came and called him and thanked him. I was there now. Imagine if my daddy won by those same 5 votes. My father would have been the vice president of Nigeria next to Yar'Adua. What would have happened if Yar'Adua died? My father would have been the president. Look at where God elevates people. My father could have been the president of Nigeria now, but God did not put him there. God did not want him there. And that's one thing I told him before he died. Hey, help, daddy. Mommy keeps saying you are using us for your power and everything. And this is what caused my father's fight with Ajimobi. He was always going to Ajimobi, asking Ajimobi to give you an appointment. At one point, Ronke started abusing Ajimobi and the wife. Ronke would be calling, what did he even call Florence Ajimobi? Auntie Florence, First Lady Florence Ajimobi. Ronke called her one name, Mulatto. Ronke gave her some serious ethnic slurs, which was wrong. Which was wrong. Ronke, wala tita, odale onileru, otunalon buya wo governor. Ṣé rò pé mo máa dákẹ́ lọ́jọ́ kan ni? Ọlọ́run mà kí ṣọ́ba àti mo lọ gba journalism degree. Fúnra mi ni mo rán mi lọ sí journalism àti PR school. Scholarship mo gbà fún pharmacy school. Daddy sọ fúnra wọn ní 2021 lórí Twitter space mi. I only sent her to England for HSC. Wait a minute. Daddy did not become governor. Ladoja was the one picked for the primary. Daddy did not become vice president. Jonathan was the one picked. There's a way God elevates people and keeps elevating them until they get somewhere. And God did not elevate my dad because Daddy did not elevate his children. Okay, so Dr. Saraki made all the moves for his children. So this one made all the moves. Tiny politician too make moves for him. I always wanted to be in the Senate. I always wanted to be in the House. I always wanted to fight for the people of Oyo State. I always wanted to be an ordinary commissioner. Yomi OLUNLOYO came to Daddy. Yomi said, Daddy, I want the bottom of the food chain. Yomi asked Daddy to make him a member of the House of Assembly, bottom of the food chain. Daddy said, oh, okay, well, Ola. Oh, I'm better. Yomi showed up the next day. Daddy said, Daddy, I lost hospital. Worry for me. He never helped his own immediate children. What about my cousin? Dele Balogun is now in the Edo State government in charge of taxes over there. That boy wanted to be in the Senate for so long, my cousin. Daddy never had time for Dele. Now, one cousin that he helped, Jide Akiyemi, writing nonsense on my personal page.
Yes,
stop.
All right, let's just stop it at this point. We have gotten some good points from what she has been saying. Number one, before I go on, let us listen to Mrs. Ronke OLUNLOYO. This is the woman in the picture you are seeing beside me that Kemi OLUNLOYO kept mentioning her name. She has always been mentioning this woman's name, Ronke this, Ronke that. And from what I can see, but let's listen to what the woman has got to say. She was interviewed of recent, I think yesterday or 2 days ago.
You have the intellectual part of his life, which was superlative, fantastic. You have the human aspect of his life, a family man, a devoted father, a devoted husband.
Devoted father?
A loving and kind person.
Devoted father?
My husband, the way people see him outside is different from the way he is in this house. So they see a man who is very, they see him as something like a lion who's always growling, but really he had a soft underbelly. He was a very quiet person. He was like a big teddy bear. Just used to be called it, and taken care of. Give him good food, give him good wine, give him good music. You have his heart.
And give him good kunani.
It was very nice.
That's not what Kenny is telling us. So.
Especially when it came to public service and accountability. He always felt that somebody needs to talk. Sometimes if you don't talk, people don't understand what is wrong. He talked for a very long time. He wrote for a very long time. He got tired. He stopped commenting on because decadence was at its highest. It's at the peak now in Nigeria. I am so disgusted at what Nigeria has become. He was so disgusted. He tuned off Nigeria completely. And was doing his own thing. I said, I don't talk. These things are getting worse by the day. I said, what do you want me to do? I labored and toiled for this country. I never stole a cup with Nigeria's money. People see me as a fool. Now you say, Baba, you're low, Magbo. What is that because I don't like money? Everybody likes money. But Nigeria educated me. Western region, under law, gave me 2 scholarships. One for mathematics, one for engineering. So they did not pay for me to go to school, so I could come and steal their funds. I will serve Nigeria with every bit of my being. And I thank God today, that's the legacy his children have. We have a house in Abuja. He doesn't have a house in Banana Island. He has one in Lagos. He doesn't have a piece of land in Lagos. He has just one house. He built just one house. So he lived. His life is a case study. For anybody who is serious about getting Nigeria back on track.
Oh, okay. Nigeria, so.
When we were young, there was this saying in Yoruba language. I went to England at a young age. I went to secondary school in England. I went to my secondary school here, and then I did the rest in England. There was only one thing my mother always gave me. Every time she comes, she'll bring it. She brings it. What's your money?
See one she. What is it? What is it?
People who give back to you, your heritage.
Then, ó ṣe wá jẹ́rú bàbá yẹn lẹ wá lọ fẹ́.
People don't care. So he left because it was his time to go. He always told us he was there at 39.
He's old enough to go. Wọ́n darúgbó now.
There's everything in place for his 90th birthday.
Wọ́n ló ń pè mí. Hello, ta ló ń pè mí? Mo wà lórí live stream.
We are going to celebrate him on Monday.
Mo wà lórí live stream.
His children will say, because I already bought their tickets. They will be celebrating. He's a man to be celebrated. I hope sometime in the future, Nigeria will raise some young people who will study him. How you can be a statesman without being a thief. You say, one said to me,
they say she's 66, I'll be 65.
But if you want to make money, go into business. You don't make money from government. I always tell that. And that has, even my children, his older children, every one of them is successful in their own field.
Kẹ́mi ńkọ́?
They hold their own anytime.
Báwo ni Kẹ́mi ṣe wá jẹ́? Báwo lọ̀rọ̀ Kẹ́mi ṣe wá rí bó ṣe rí?
God for his life.
And the other one, Tayo.
It didn't even give us an inkling he was going to die. Or to be released in the morning to be discharged from the hospital. But God had other plans for him. He ate well before he died. I cooked him rice and ate also.
Yeah.
I watched from my bed. That Monday, today's a week. But this time last week I was in a many fish. The crabs I bought for him, I said he loves the crabs.
Why you leaving me? He still has teeth to eat crab.
I will miss him.
Sure. Ilé ọlá níyọnu, where do we start from? Ilé ọlá níyọnu. Mama said, Mama, is she truly 60-something? Kí ló yẹ tẹ́ rẹ́rìn? Wọ́n sọ̀rọ̀ tó serious ẹ̀ dẹ̀ rẹ́rìn. Is she 60-something? They say she's 60-something. Number one, please, I want to plead for everybody. I hope people will stop bashing Kemi. Kemi went through trauma. Let us assume she might mix some things up or add some things. Trauma, if you know what is called trauma can lead to mental issues. You are the one that call it bad name. Here, it is not regarded as bad name. Here, it is expected that when people go through trauma, it can transcend to something more serious. Look at the trauma Kemi said she went through. Number one, let's get one thing straight. The trauma did not start with this woman. Her father is one of those men that will not sit in a place. The day they were to experience the first trauma, her father went to another woman. Not this woman, no. Kí ló porúkọ woman yẹn no, Mama Gbenga. That was the person she went to. She's 60-something. Oda, àwa náà àdàgbà. Look at what that Kemi said she went through the first time at a tender age, a minor. And despite that, the father was more interested in his politics than anything. Despite everything the family was going through, he was more interested in that politics. Go and see people that politics have ruined their lives and their family. Politics. Politics. Politics lẹ́ ń fẹnu pè bẹ́ẹ̀ yẹn. Politics. Even what is happening to the man could be from the rival. Wípé ṣiṣẹ́ ló máa bẹ́ẹ̀ sẹ́, àìrójú àìráyè. And for you, I think I saw a comment earlier on that said, so you people are believing in juju. You think juju exists? I don't want to try it whether it exists or it does not exist. But in my own little age where I dey, the little age where I dey, especially growing up from a polygamous family. I don't know if it's still existing now, but if it's in those days, I will tell you, say juju exists. It exists. I don't know of now, whether original is still there. I'm not sure they have original now. And if you have to do original, you go waka far. But if you ask me, I go say, I see, as a young girl, in a polygamous zone. Polygamy. I'm not saying don't do polygamy. Oh, maybe these days that juju is not easy to come by, you can enjoy polygamy. But in those days, go and ask those men where do polygamy. Most of those men themselves are into occults. Most of those men, apart from into occult, they are into a lot of things. In my own days, in my own time, when I was younger, I don't know if it's still existing. But I will tell you, na head, eba and translate oriloko wa yo. Oriloko ru awa yi yo. Ori. And those men that are into those juju, in those days, those men, where they marry plenty wives, they also are into serious war. Even your pastor self knows say correct juju dey when in those days, I don't know if it's still existing. And the men where they carry plenty wife for house, they self know they do am with ordinary eyes. Apart from that, this man can't get into politics. Politics is a dirty game. Politics is not for the weak. You cannot do politics if you don't want to. If you cannot do politics, if you don't want to be, if you are not connected and you cannot do some things. At least I saw one before I left Nigeria. That was about 15 years ago or so. One young guy that went into politics and he just wants to be going like that. Now, koro for our eyes, he buried the head of a cow on the streets. Now, fly we begin see, and we were wondering, where's the fly coming from? Where's the fly coming from? So before you will downplay Kemi's story, make sure you are not from polygamous zone. You cannot be from polygamous zone. You cannot be from some dysfunctional home, and you think some things does not happen. Please take it back. Take it back. Ori loko ru awa yiyo, ori ti wa le, ma dari kan la wa gbe waye. Kemi went through trauma as a child. Childhood trauma is not anything good at all. Childhood trauma is in our own place. We just take it as one of those things. One of those things. There is no big deal. After all, it's your father. And this one that we think because somebody is a parent, that thing pisses me off. You say somebody is a parent, then whatever they do, they can just go scot-free with it. So because somebody is a parent, and that person, remember a child that comes into this life, did not ask to be born. You decided to give birth to that child. It's your duty, it's your responsibility to take that child through life's journey until he or she becomes adult. In love, caring for them, providing for them. In all areas. But when a particular, especially their mental health, is being taken for granted, this is when you see children rebel. They become a rebel. This is when a child will now get to... I always tell people, you cannot come and tell me that your child is insulting you. My question is always, what went wrong? What did you do? Nobody comes to me. People that have counseled, when they come to me, Auntie Ejo, Omo mi, come bye. The next question I want to ask is, what happened? How did he get to that stage? Where was that child living? With who was that child living with? What do you know has happened to that child? Some children they have been abused. The parents did not know. And when they grow up, they take it on the parents. Because parents feel they don't take notes. They don't observe. Or some don't care. They believe as long as they are giving the child food. Kemi's father was a rich man, at least as a then, influential. So he thought he was giving them his name already, and that might be enough. And that was why he carried on like nothing was happening in his family. You need to be close to most of these powerful people to see how they treat their wives and children. You all think they are, because they have money and all that, or they are influential, you envy them. I will tell you, with the little your parents are provided in love, you don't have much, but they are giving everything they can afford to give you in love, and they are there to speak to. You don't know what you have. Such people, they may not even have opportunity to talk. You heard when she said, when her father is to discipline a particular Benga, her stepbrother, that the man will tie the guy and tie him to a fan. And she will be there looking. There was a video they sent to me yesterday, but I can't post it on Facebook or YouTube because of community standard. But it's on my Twitter page. Go and see. There was this Hausa guy beating a little girl, a minor, with plank. And the rest are there. And I was like, the ones that are looking at this girl already are traumatized from that scene. They are not the one being beaten, no. They are just witnessing that person being beaten. If you did not experience childhood trauma, you can never ever understand what it is to have childhood trauma. It is not about your mother shouting or your father shouting. It goes deeper. Some, it is their parents, either mother or father, that will traumatize them. Thank you, Queen Esther. I just saw a video, a post on Sahara Reporter this morning, where a mother took hot iron, and stamped it on the child's body. And tomorrow, they will tell that child, Mameni. A mother is a mother. Are you telling me that child will not go through that, will not continue with that trauma, and be imagining in her head, could this be my mother? Am I sure this is my mother? She said at a point, Kemi said at a point, that if you go and look at Benga's back, there are marks of hot iron. It doesn't matter whether later in life, the father now decided to compensate Benga by linking him up with the high and mighty to get him one special advisor somewhere or whatever. And it doesn't mean Benga is not carrying trauma too. Benga might not be speaking out. Not all children will speak out. Not all children will rebel. Not all children will face the parents back in life. And for those of you that are saying Kemi herself is a bad parent, how do you expect somebody that is going through trauma? Kemi had a lot of opportunities in life, but her trauma was going along with her every step of the way because they did not seek help for her. They never thought she needed help. Some children will go through it. They will still embrace the parents, not because they love those parents, either because of religion or because they are those children that will be like, But there are some children, it will traumatize them even to their grave. Traumatize them into their marriage. Was she ever married? I don't even think so. This same Kemi, probably what she saw with her parents, she could not undo men. I have seen cases of people. Of women that have problem with their husband, not because their husbands are bad, because they have gone through one or two things. Like a young lady that was abused for a long time. Some of them, when they get married, they become frigid. This is the reason why we are seeing today some people decide they don't want to marry. They prefer a woman because they see men as their predators. It could be the reason why she couldn't keep relationship. It could be the reason why she couldn't keep a man. And I want to believe it is the reason why she doesn't feel pain anymore. There was one lady that cried of recent sometimes ago, Ada. You saw what she was writing about that, Ada. You want somebody that has gone through so much pain to still continue feeling pain for others when others cannot feel her pains? When Ada died, I saw what she wrote about Ada. Even on the first year anniversary memorial of Ada. And I was like, something is not right somewhere. I am not looking at her as a mad person. I am not looking at her as an insane person. I am looking at her, I've always looked at her as somebody that is carrying something around. And that thing, she doesn't care. You don't expect somebody like that. All of you that are saying she couldn't even raise her own children well, is when you are brought up with love. At least to some extent. All of us didn't have it perfect, but to some extent, we still experienced some. Our parents didn't have that much money, but we still experienced that bonding of family. We never experienced what she experienced. I can't imagine. Oh no, Mama Jenry. I can't imagine my daughter or me at a tender age of 13, witnessing accidents, fatal one for that matter. I mean, not accident. The car being put on fire. As our brother right in her presence, his head got hit to something, and that guy from there had problem. Her head was hit on something, and many men swept on her on that day. They started dipping finger, messed her up at that age, only for her to find out that they were not supposed to travel at that time because it has been a day. Traveling at night in Nigeria is dangerous. The mother warned the father, please don't let them travel. The father refused because there are some men that will not listen to reasoning because he went to somewhere to be with a girlfriend. And he risked the life of his family to go through what they went through. And their lives never remained the same again. The family were torn apart. At that point, Kemi will be thinking, what is the essence? You heard the way she said her father talks to her mother. All the fight and everything. Eventually, they left each other. And you want to wonder, let's even assume Kemi is a bad child. There is an adage in Yoruba that says, why? I agree, she might have some excesses. Let's agree that she has some excesses. You as a parent, if you have a child that has excess, are you going to let the child loose like that? Why didn't they help her when they are supposed to? Or probably they help, or it was too late to. Because I want to believe, that time she said they kidnapped her and took her to hospital. Maybe they were trying to seek help for her at that time, but it was too late. But Nigerians still bashing her. We only mess things up more for her. So from the little I can gather, in the chase of power, her father missed it. In the chasing of women, her father missed it. He was chasing power. He was chasing money. He was chasing women. And he has political rival to still deal with. As she is, Kemi is going to carry that trauma till the last day. That trauma is going nowhere. That pain is going nowhere. I want to bet it by next year, if it becomes a year after the father died, she's coming out again. Because anytime there is something to remind her of, she will need to talk. She will need to talk. But it's unfortunately that you people don't want her to talk. The way she's talking, she's getting her healing. Let her cry. Let her talk. Let her say whatever she wants to say. If I were her, I would lock my comment section. But of course, people will still carry the video and people will still talk. But if you are looking for insensitive people, we have them plenty. Unempathetic people, we have them many. They will use their family to judge your own family. Like, if their own family is perfect, every other family is perfect. Especially in that kind of place where we come from. That our Nigeria, whereby parents can do anything and they are not expected to apologize.